Okay, buddy, we're going to get a new camper. Are you ready?
No,
We doing it?
ready.
Ready. All right, we got it picked up. There it goes. So we had to strap up that bottom because it's absolutely... all right, we got on the main road. The driveway was pretty hairy. I was saying before that we literally had to strap the belly pans up when Louis was bringing it from Oklahoma. Apparently the freshwater tank that was hanging in the back, or it may actually have been the gray water tank, fell out. So all of those belly pans drug the ground, and he said he literally drug that thing from probably Memphis to here. So we've strapped them up. They're not in bad shape. I think it'll keep the mice out once we get home. There'll be enough of them left over. We can maybe piece them together and seal up the belly. But the belly pans under it look to be in fairly decent condition, which is hard to believe. The outer skin is in great condition. Inside, it's going to need all new floors, and it's never. This is the beauty of this is it's never going to be really roadworthy as a camper again. So we're going to recommission it as either a coffee shop type setup, or maybe even a bookstore, something like that. But it'll be really cute sitting down there set up that way. And man, we'll be home in about an hour here. We're still out just the other side of Prim Springs. Gonna come up through Columbia and down through Macatcher Parkway, and then we'll be home. Henry is hanging in there. He's a champ. Yeah, he's had a pretty good morning already. So we left Bible Grove about 9 o'clock this morning. It's 11:26 now. We're about 45 minutes from home. So he's doing good. Are you getting hungry? No, he's good. All right, made it out to Highway 50. And we're tracking along here pretty good. We're almost home. 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 No? You don't like it? You don't like it? All right. All right, folks. Well, it's November the 17th. It's Sunday, and we just got back. We got it to the house. Here it is. This is the 1968 Ambassador, and I want to give you a little sneak peek inside. As you can see, it is trashed. Absolutely trashed. Somebody did a pretty poor renovation job to it a couple of years ago, it looks like. Not sure what the deal is with the paint peeling off the walls there. That's kind of bizarre, but we'll have to take a look at all that. But we are going to convert this guy into a playhouse or a coffee shop or something kind of cool anyway. So I think first step is we just got to get in here and start cleaning it out. So I've got a one of those Home Depot tarp dumpsters, and I'm going to pull that thing up here next to it and start unloading. I was able to do a little Google search and find some pictures online of how it used to be used for the Mutt Nation Foundation, which is a cause that's very dear to the heart of the person that donated this camper to us. All right, well, that's a pretty good start. Most of that stuff laying in there loose, I have brought over here to the fire, and we're just going to burn it, and it'll go away. All of this stuff. It is it's March the 1st, 2025. And we have begun the process here of the new camper, or the old camper. I guess it's the oldest one we got, but it's been gutted now. I've taken everything off the walls, most things off the walls. Still got a couple little things like this that I'll trim out or take off before we cover these walls in the wall protecting board that we used on the Avion, which worked pretty good. I think we'll do the same thing here. These are going to be parked they're not made to bounce up and down going down the road. So I think that product is just fine. I have looked at all of the subfloors, so I've taken all of the flooring out, and I have sprayed these wet areas here with a antifungal spray. But what we're actually going to do, and then I've replaced one of the boards back here. There was nothing here to support the back of this board here. There was a frame rail either missing, or maybe there was enough cabinetry back here at some point that when they made it, they just didn't need anything. So I put a 4x4 between the frame posts there. It's an I-beam frame, and I put a 4x4 in there, and that's enough to support that floor. And then I put another, these are pressure treated, another 4x4 in this space here to give me something to nail to. And so those are sitting inside the I-beam, and the steel holds the 4x4 in, and then the 4x4, the flooring is screwed down to that. So it made a very, very solid floor back here. This is just subfloor. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna screw 3/4 inch Tyvek down on top of this. So why? Because it's just really too rough to make look very good. So stripping all these floors out, and the subfloor that's under here, with the exception of that one piece back there, is remarkably solid. There's one place right here under that window that I will cut out too. That's pretty soft. But the rest of it, even though it looks black, it's still it's very solid. So we'll put Tyvek down on top of this and screw it down to the subfloor that's here. I may even glue it and screw it. That may even be a better thing. But I mean, this is a 1963, and that makes it, 61 years old? And it's a 61-year-old camper, and these floors are still pretty solid. So man, if it lasts 61 more years the way I'm gonna do it, we're okay with that. So making it like new is not financially possible. So we're going to just make it as good as we possibly can. Whoever did the original gutting of this, there was a cabinet here, and they cut it out. It looks like they cut it out with a side grinder, and they butchered this all up. So I'm not really sure how I'm going to patch that up again, but I'm going to do something. And just for fun, whoever did this one, believe it or not, you can see it right here, to make the walls smooth, they actually came in here with, I think it's drywall compound, some kind of a glazing compound. And they smoothed the walls with that and then painted it. And of course, it looked fantastic when the person came to pick it up. But probably the first time it hit the first bump going down the road, it got its first crack. So we're going to strip as much of that off as we can, and then they're going to get sheets of the plastic wall protection that's a white, and you can clean it really easy with like a magic eraser. It stays real clean. It's great for kids. So anyway, we're going to put that on, and it's inexpensive. It's about it was like $19 a sheet for a 4x8 sheet. So we could probably sheet this whole thing for 150 bucks. No, 250 bucks. So anyway, this is what it looks like when we get started. It's totally gutted now, and this is probably as far down as we're gonna take it. Yeah.
Lot of glue. Use the whole can.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, it's already running out? Oh no, just air bubble.
Just an air bubble.
Ooh, look, an E. Lowercase e. Ooh, I see an H.
Okay. We'll go to wood. And then we're coming in. I gotta come in tongue side first.
And it's very important to sweep. Very important.
gonna be a pain to get the tongue in. We'll manage.
Got it in.
Yep. There it is.
All right. I think that's pretty good. One more big hit.
I think it is.
Maybe two.
Okay, let's screw it.
Oh. Screw time.
Screw time.
Like tool time, but screw. Screw. Not school,
I
screw.
gotta go back here. See, I didn't screw this side in, so in case if I got it down too tight, then you can't get the tongue in. So now I gotta go back and tighten up this side. That hit nothing.
That did nothing. Doesn't even want to come out now.
See if you can find the, yeah, right there.
Hammer. Pass it on.
Nope.
That ain't gonna come out?
Yeah, it'll come out.
I think I know. There it went.
All right, let's see if we can get something this time.
There we go.
That hit something.
That bit.
That one did.
For you at
Not
home.
doing much.
For you at home. If you're ever drilling something, please do not touch the bit, the screw or nail whenever you screw it in, because it'll be very hard if you pull it out.
This is true.
Daddy's burned himself at least twice now on this build doing this. Well, we can't say it hit nothing.
Yeah, I know.
That sure did bit.
Is that your new word?
What?
Bit.
Maybe.
You like it?
Eh. There we go. All right.
Okay,
Now what?
let's put some screws in this new piece.
All right. So 53 by 48.
Yeah.
How much do you like doing these Airstream builds?
Well, I like them. I mean,
They're challenging.
they are. have to make some
Yeah, I'll sit on
decisions.
this.
Yeah, sit on that one.
6.
We got to make some decisions about cost-benefit analysis, because you can't make them perfect, or you'd spend too much money.
We made that Airstream that we've themed 1960s pretty good.
Yeah, it was in pretty good shape though.
Yes, this one,
This one's rough.
not as rough as the Avion. That one was rough.
Well,
We had to tear the whole floor out.
yeah. Yeah, it was pretty rotted. This one is just mostly rotted.
One of the tools we really use in this build is the jigsaw.
Yeah, because Daddy's circular saw is at Bible Grove.
Again.
All right.
Hop off time. Wait, is that the wood we're using?
Nope.
This is.
Yep.
I feel like we cut it right in the middle.
Nope. It's close. All right, so we're gonna go tongue side in.
Cute dog. Just a cute dog. Ugh, debris. Ooh, 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 ooh.
That's why I haven't carried the other ones in, Harley. I forgot.
About what?
That I don't have that kind of headroom. Okay. I need another tube of glue.
All right, I'll fetch it. Here's your glue.
Okay. Hang on a second. Thank you.
Heavy. Those of you who are just starting to build and use glue or silicone, here's how you do it. Wait, what? There was a cutter there that whole time?
Forgot to tell you that part.
Daddy!
Some of these don't have those.
All right, fine.
That one does.
Poke a hole, put the rod back, lock it in, and let it rip.
Let her rip, tater chip. Well, that's about far enough right there.
Hmm.
That'll save me a place to step.
Hey, Daddy,
Hey, Harley.
when do you think we are going to go back to Bible Grove?
Well, I don't know. When do you think?
Next week, maybe?
I think we're going to go down. Maybe, maybe one day this week.
Ooh, that'd be nice. Oh my goodness. This thing
Doesn't
is
want to
neat.
stop, does it? Okay, so we got tongue side.
Oh no, it got on the boards.
Oh.
Just kick it. Whoa. Back up. pretty good. Really bit.
Think so?
I know so. It went really far down there. Up.
Ugh.
You lost your bit.
I know. I'm losing all the muscle in my back. I'm done. I gotta quit.
No, I didn't bite anything. Don't touch it. Just 2 more, and you can be done.
Let me get the rest of these on this stuff.
Hard work. Quit.
And I'm done.
Call it a day.
Calling it a day. All right, well, this is March the 7th, and I'm here in the little camper project. I want to give you an idea, a little bit of an idea of what we're thinking about doing now. We had some cabinets that came out of the house next door that I've had in that barn back there. I'm doing the renovation on this house next door. And these are the old cabinets, and the boxes were in pretty good shape. And we thought, well, you know, since we got free cabinets, maybe we ought to look at putting in a kitchen. So I have come in here with this cabinet, and I've notched it over the wheel well and set it against the wall. And what I think we're going to do now maybe is put a 72-inch pull-out couch here that will convert to a twin bed, and a 72-inch pull-out couch here. This area here will be a dinette, little table with chairs that face each other. And then there will be a wall. This will actually be inside the living space. The wall would be back along this area here. We would do butcher block countertop here, butcher block countertop there, and a butcher block countertop here. And let these be little nightstands for the little beds, which would be kind of cool. And then they would have a little place to plug in phones and set some things, and that'd be neat. And then there'd be a wall here with a door to go back to the little bathroom. So I've kind of mocked it up. You know, I've got little extra toilets and things here at the house. So little toilet there would work, and a little sink area here. And then I'm thinking about doing one of those galvanized tubs from Tractor Supply as a little bathtub. You really don't do the bath thing in a camper as much as you think you might. It is nice to have a place that you could step into and kind of hose off a little bit. So that would be cool, you know, put a little curtain around it. So we're just kind of playing with some space ideas. We got the all new flooring put in, and it's in really good shape now. And here comes Harley with some more parts that are coming from Amazon. And that's awesome. So we'll figure out what that is. But I just want to make a little update to show you what we're doing. All right, end of day 3. Didn't get much done today. It's getting dark outside, so I got to hurry up and do this. There's a really pretty sunset out there. Check that out. Beautiful. But we did get the door framed for the bathroom. Let's see, check that out. And the wall is pretty well fixed in place. So we've got that screwed to the cabinets. The cabinets become structure. Everything becomes structure in something like this. So the wall is just 1/2-inch plywood. But what I was able to do was to split. This is some of the original channel that was used. I don't know if you can see any of that. Yeah, maybe like that. It's too dark, sorry. But I was able to take a grinder and split that channel and then use this, rivet it back in to support this wall. So that worked out really good. I was glad to get that. So that worked good. We got the hole cut for the toilet. I know how we're going to route the plumbing outside. That's going to be pretty easy. I'm going to probably work on that tomorrow. We got to get a little sink. I got to get that countertop built up. And then I'll probably go get, I don't know what we'll do for countertops yet. I'm thinking butcher block again. We did that in the Avion, and it looked cool. And so that's pretty much it for the 3rd day of actual construction in here. Now, once we get all this in, the next thing I'm going to do is wrap. I'll take this none of this is bolted in. And then the cabinets are the only thing in the wall. They are actually bolted in, but or screwed in. But we'll put the flooring in then next, and then we'll put these things back down, and the wall skins will go in. So I'll probably pull that cabinet and put the wall skins in behind it. I don't know about those. Actually, the wall skins back here are not in as bad a shape as I thought they were. And what you can do with that thin stuff is just let it kind of lay over the ugly and then end. Maybe I could end it like right here and then put the window trim over that edge. Don't know, but it could be easier. We'll see. One of the things that we want to do, it had this fan mounted here in the side of it. I don't know if that was, it's got to be pretty close to original because everything underneath it is awfully shiny. But we don't want that fan. It's kind of ugly. We're also going to put our logo here on this wall, I think. Or we may actually try to restore that redemption thing right there. That's really kind of cool too. So I'm not sure what we'll do there, but that would be neat. But we're gonna patch that in. So I used the fan as a template to cut another piece of aluminum, which we'll just patch across there. And now I'll also use that fan as a template for the holes, and I'll get the holes just right and get that riveted in and make that dry for the next round. All right, hey, today is April 28th, and I've had a couple days here to work on the Airstream camper. I've got a bunch of stuff done. I thought I'd just kind of show you guys, give you a little update. First of all, I have started wrapping the skins in the inside, and I've got some pictures I can show you kind of before and after of how to do this piece here, and that was a bear, but that does look a whole lot better. I took the this whole cabinetry out, and I've got the new skin in behind that. This is my sink that's going to go in. These are my butcher block countertops that are going to go in. I'm just going to do a little one-hole sink. I was able to recreate a drawer on this side. This one's got a little tilt out. These were both tilt outs, but I scavenged another door from my drawers to get another drawer. And then I built a little thing here. That's where my refrigerator is going to go. That's just temporary. Here's what the skins kind of are looking like. That's going to be really nice and clean looking. Both sides there. And you just kind of cut out around the windows, and then there's going to be a trim piece that'll help to kind of hold them in there. They're going in this channel, which is going really pretty well. Let's see if I can find a piece. It's that piece right there. So those are the pieces, and then we screw the channel. I'm screwing the channel to the wall. The last time I did this, I actually riveted the skins to the wall, and those rivets caused that to crack out. So that's really not working very good. I have installed the fan up here. And this cabinet is going to house my battery. It's actually already in there, but it's not wired. This little piece of skin right here and you can see that I have the hot, so the water will come in here, then the cold water will go to the sink and then to the hot water heater. The hot water heater will then return to the sink. The hot water heater is sitting inside the bathroom right there by the toilet. That's going to be pretty cool. I don't have any lights in here yet. These are my cushions. That's my thing. That's a really good idea right there. That is just a trough. I'll show you that later, but that's already plumbed in. I was able to get all of my underbelly plumbing roughed in. I'll show you a little bit of that so you can kind of see how that worked out. Pretty good. Hang on. All right. That's where the toilet comes down. That's where the shower or the bathroom sink will connect right there. This is the shower connection on this side with the P-trap. Obviously it's not glued together yet, but then all of that gravity flows over to that side. Comes down from the toilet, and then it has one waste release valve right there. And I have measured that, and from the bottom of the bumper back here to the bottom of the tire over there, this will clear about an inch. So if I get in a low spot, this bumper will hit before that will hit. So that's great. Let's see, I broke that window. I'm gonna have to replace that. I've gotten up on the top and I've replaced some metal panels that used to be for the refrigerator vent that was right up there. I have also temporarily, all of my lighting, overhead lighting, is going to be done with LED lights. So lamp cord is all you need for that. And so what I've done is I've gone ahead and I have wired in all of my connections where all of my LED lights overhead are going to go, and then they will connect back over here to my battery. And there'll be a little battery charger that'll live in that space in there with the battery too, in that cabinet. Then my electrical is all pulled. So my box is there on the floor. I haven't got that thing mounted yet, but that'll be a main 30 amp circuit, and then 5 additional 15 amps. So each one, there'll be a hot water heater. There'll be a dedicated microwave or kitchen appliance plug, which is right over the cabinet right there. There'll be a dedicated AC, and there will be 2, one for all the plugs in the front of the camper on the door side, and then another one for the plugs on the back side. And the front side gets the bathroom plugs too. Those are my circuits. So that's pretty basic, pretty simple. I've got all of my boxes already put in where I want my outlets, here and there, and there, and here. One over here, one on the end down there. I'm actually probably going to go ahead and run one down there, and then I'm probably also going to run some sconces down on that end because there's no light down there. That's just the update. So we're getting it done. Then the next thing to do, once I get these skins in place, and I actually don't have to finish that, I do need to build, I'm going to set my little metal brake up out here, and I'm going to build all of the trim pieces for around my windows. That's actually all of the trim pieces right out there in that bucket. And I was going to clean them up, but it just became too labor intensive, and I thought I'd just make new ones before I could do all that. I could be done with that. So that's kind of the update. I've got a faucet ready to go. Oh, the bathroom faucet's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be a floor mount, one of those really tall tub faucets, I think. And then it's also got a shower head on it. So I think that's a pretty basic, simple way to do the bathroom and the shower. I kind of like that idea. And then we'll have the 2 futon couches that we've got kind of on order. We'll sit in here too and kind of face each other. And I think it's going to be a pretty cool little camper when I get done with it. But all right, well, today is May the 2nd. I think, let's see, 3rd Monday, Cinco de Mayo. So maybe today is the 3rd. Today is Saturday. And I have just about finished all of the interior skin panels. I call this just a skin. And I've gotten everything. I've got my lights are wired. I finish this front piece. I've got one little piece down here I've got to do. I just wanted to kind of just show you kind of what that looks like when you get it all done. It finishes out really, really nice. It looks like a brand new camper inside. So it was that ugly green, seafoam green walls, and they'd been hacked up and beat up and really abused. But I'll tell you, when you're looking for these campers online, if you find them that somebody has taken the inner skin off, they have structurally damaged the camper, and it is almost impossible to put the inner skin back on. And so when you see these online, you see people who grab these campers up and they'll say, you know, I'm going to renovate it and I'm going to make it totally new again. And they think they're going to redo the wiring and they're going to redo the insulation. And you just can't do that. You can do it, but you're going to get into major expenses. And so with this solution, this is a plastic that they sell at Home Depot. It's $25 a sheet. I did it in 4-foot by 4-foot sections. So I laid an 8-foot section first out here to my window, and I knew about where that was going to come to. And then I did the difficult section, which is this piece here. And then I worked from there in 4-foot sections from the ceiling, 4 feet at a time, 4 feet by 4 feet, 4 feet by 4 feet, laying these things in. They don't even have any screws in the middle of them because the shape of the panel and the channel holds it in. And then you have some things like these lights that are actually helping to hold it. Now this one doesn't have anything to help hold it, but it's up there and it's pretty tight. It's a little loose right in there, so I may put a screw in there. I may not. This thing's not going to bounce up and down the road. It's not that big a deal. The light here helps to hold it. We got that fan mounted. It almost didn't go, but it's right up against that wall. But it did finally go. That's a little bit of my blood from something else. I got these little sconce lights online, and they're great. I was thinking about skinning this wall, but I think I'm just going to paint it, and I think I'm just going to skin the inside of the bathroom. I've got a little panel piece to go in there. All this is in. I've got my electrical, so if you see here, the Romex is tucked in behind the panel. So it's just kind of hidden back there. It's the same thing. It's going to be the same thing here. Actually, most of this will be just underneath the sofa because the plumbing can't go behind the panel. There's not enough room back there for that. But the Romex, here's my lamp cord that I ran, and it's just in there behind the panel. And then I've taped it to the ceiling where it's nice and flat. You can see a couple of places where there's a little bit of a bulge right there, but that's where there's a joint or a connection between those wires. But I am really, I'm ecstatic with the way that turned out. That looks like a brand new camper on the inside. We're going to get these countertops put in the next couple of days. I'll get the flooring put in. This stuff, all of this will be painted. I'm not sure what color yet. All the cabinets will be painted. I'm not sure what color yet. Found some curtain rods at Home Depot on clearance for $7 a piece. So I bought those. I think they're going to work fine. That's about it. That's the update. It's looking pretty good. It's nice and clean in here. The good news is too, it's been raining all day and we've got no leaks. So it's almost a miracle. Anyway, that's the update. Well, real quick, I haven't done a video in a while about the 68. Let's go inside and take a look. I've just started today laying floors in here. So let's go. All right, so floors are in. Let me get a little bit of light on here. Kind of see a little bit better. Lights are in. Windows are wrapped. I had to make all of those window casings out of a Bennett using white coil. It's the same stuff they use to do soffits at your house. Gutter work, that kind of stuff. I've got a real cheap Harbor Freight brake, and I can do about 30 inches at a time, and that's all I can do because it's cheap. Anyway, but I can break a little bit of metal with it, and you can just kind of see how they finished out. So that looks good. I don't have the floors on this end yet, but the floors on that end are in. These are some PVC flooring that was in an apartment or a condo that we managed that had a flood, and we tore this out because there was water under it. And it was too nice to throw away, so I didn't throw it away, I kept it. So it's kind of a free flooring. All right, let's go back here and check this out. Got a couple of little lamps up there. I got some baby birds living right in there. Can you see those? They've been keeping me busy, keeping me company. Let's see if I can get them. Hey, chickie, 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 chickie. Chickie, chickie, chickies. Hey, come here. Come say hello. They don't want to say hello. Okay. Let's see, these are little lights. Got a light here for the bathroom. Got to do some finish work there. This will get painted. The surround behind the tub is done. The tub turned out really cute. I'm gonna be able to show you that one of these days, but it's a horse trough with some little tongue and groove beadboard around it. And then the toilet sits over in the corner. And then that is where the hot water heater, that's the back of the toilet right there, but that's where the hot water heater is. And that turned out really nice. Little shelf there. There'll be some shelving up here. Let's see what else. Got the door latch in. That came from Miranda. I don't know what that was, but it was there when we got it. We'll get our futons will come in here soon. All of the wiring and plumbing is home ran, but I don't have the box mounted yet, or the main run outside done, or the water hookup done yet, but all that's coming. All of the, let's see, that is butcher block countertops. They're in, the sink is in. Can't tell it, but the little dinette is also butcher block, and those seats are mounted and they're ready to go. Let's see if I can get a shot of that. Kind of sort of, you really can't see it, but anyway, it's looking better. It's looking good. It's gonna be a really nice little. All right, well, today is July the 9th, and still out here working on the avian. I'm up here on the roof. I just kind of want to show you what's going on. So this is an old repair that somebody did. It looks like with a piece of tin over what used to be, there was a 24 by 14, or maybe even a little bit bigger, maybe a 28 by 14 opening original to this roof. All these avions had this roof vent that was really big. They don't make anything to go into that space, so what you really need to do is resize that down to a 14. But somebody paneled this with a pretty gross looking fit, and this is rusting and it's just about to give out anyway. On the inside, I've already finished out the inside of this. I can go down and show you. I've already finished out the inside with the surround and the ceiling to look like that. So I'm looking up then at the fix. So that's that 14-inch opening. And so what I'm going to do now, I've got a couple of pieces of aluminum, skin aluminum left over from the Avion build that the belly pan wouldn't go back on. And I save everything, so I've got some stuff. So that's a pretty good thick piece of aluminum. Now this one's got a little bit of road rash on it, a couple little holes here and there, but this is where my 14-inch opening is going to be. So it's really not going to matter. So where that's going to sit is something about like that right there. So I'm going to cut out my 14-inch opening, and I'm going to cut out a big piece of this aluminum, or this tin piece here too. If I can, I'm going to get in here. I can see this is done with some Phillips head screws and not rivets. So I may take I've got a drill attachment that I think I could eat through that caulking with, but I'm not really sure. That feels like a pretty soft caulk. I'm going to try to clean that up and pull that piece of skin off and replace it with this piece. So that'll give us a good, and it'll look, so much nicer. I don't know that you ever care about what the roof of your thing looks like, but that's a much better patch than that. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so I put this little tool together. These are great little cleanup wheels, and with my high-speed drill, going around just exposing all these little these screw heads. And when you get all the way around, then I'll come back with an X-Acto or a razor blade, and I'll score that edge, and I'll get that whole thing pulled out of there and cleaned up so that we can mount this other piece to it. And then I think what I'll do is go ahead and mount it as a full panel and come back and cut my hole once it's in place, just in case. I could get a rainstorm here today, and if I get this whole panel in place, that'll keep it, that'll make it a half a job. So we'll see how we do. Got them all. Yeah. This is not the way. See the water run right down that hole. Every time. These little screws never really fit. This should always be done, never be done with screws. This should always be done with rivets to make sure that nothing backs out. Aluminum is way too soft to screw into and have it last. I want to make sure I don't fall off this roof. It's also a really bad idea to use dissimilar metals. Aluminum and tin combination will probably cause, I think it's process is anodizing, maybe it's the reverse of anodizing, but it causes an electrical imbalance in the metals, and it makes them actually corrode faster. So now we're just going to score all the way around, and I'm sure they use this silicone as sort of a glue between these panels too, so it's probably really stuck on here. Of course, you know, maybe they didn't. They may have just slapped this on here and screwed it down and greased over the edges. That would also not be surprising, because that would probably be, a great example of the worst way to do it. And whoever originally did this was not concerned with little things like the correct way to do things. All right, that's got it loosened up. Let's see if it just lifts up. Nope. Okay, and as suspected, it was not really glued down between the two panels, but that's it. This is the thinnest little piece of metal I've ever seen used for anything on a camper. But you know, there you have it. Now what I did when I finished up the inside was I went ahead and framed in that opening. And now that once I get my new panel on, I'll be able to cut that, mark it and cut it perfectly to this. It's also already wired for a 12 volt here in case I want to put a fan in later down the road. I put these two cross members in to give it some support up here. I caught these runners here that are already in the roof, back in there, and then bolted these in so it would have some support across there, which is not huge support, but if you get up here and start crawling around, this was a big area of weakness for the roof, so I put those in when I did the inside, just trying to think ahead. So I'm going to clean all of this up just a little bit more, and then I've got some really good silicone adhesive caulk that we will put down. They didn't even bother to remove this old I think that's Dicor I don't know what that is, but yeah, didn't even clean that up. That's just really, really bad. But hey, somehow it didn't leak. I don't know how that didn't leak, because I have done repairs the correct way that leaked. So that's pretty crazy. Anyway. Okay, so I've gone around and I've gotten that knocked down pretty good, pretty clean. You're gonna have, this silicone's still really soft in there actually, so I think once you put another bead of silicone around it, it will be just fine. But there are some places in here where the old rivets are popped up, and that's definitely gonna keep the two pieces of metal from coming together. And what we want to do is get that good silicone bead around these two pieces of metal and mesh them and sandwich that silicone in between them. And then I also wanted to expose any other holes that I know are here. So where they put their screws in, I'm going to go ahead and fill those with silicone as well. There's one out here that's going to be outside of my patch panel. I'm going to have to figure out what to do with it probably later. I may just silicone it up and come back and put a patch over it later on. There are all kinds of things like this right here that I'm not even sure what they're doing, but I think that's an old rivet that has popped loose, and I'm going to do a little bit more cleanup and investigation out here and see what all of this is. There was a lot of how not to do it in this little patch right here, but now that we've got it exposed, I think we can put a pretty good little patch panel over the top. All right, and just to show you what I did, I put down, once I got it all cleaned up around the edges, I marked my corners up here where I knew where my panel was going to go, and I also marked where my cross members come across in case I lost track of that. And I know that there's a cross member that comes across here, so I'll go back down and re-secure that. But what I'm going to do now is go around, and I've already started riveting with these small rivets around the edges, and I put a really good bead of silicone all the way around. This is a window and door exterior gray silicone I thought would match pretty good. And then we'll clean it up when we come back around, but this will all squeeze out pretty good. The panel had a couple of holes in it, but those holes happened to coincide with where the vent hole is going to be cut later, so it didn't really matter. So all I'm going to do now is go around the edges, and I'm using these little small rivets. When you use a rivet gun, you want to try to match the width of your rivet to the two pieces that you're putting together. So you don't want to use one that's too long and have to squeeze it way down. You want to make sure, you know, one or two pumps of the rivet gun and it pops. And so that's the right size for these. So I'm going to use those all the way around the outside. And once I've got that done, I'm going to come back through with some larger rivets, and I'm going to try to catch that the cross members across there, just to give it some extra stability in a few places. Okay, so I'm just finishing up running these around the outside edge here, and what you're going to find is as you tighten them down, you're going to get some squeeze out. That's what you're looking for. That means you've really squeezed that silicone all the way around. But I wanted to point out that when I'm doing these panels, what I like to do is to start one run and get that one to lay flat, and then as I'm finishing this one, I start laying that one. So I may get 3/4 of the way, and then I'm going to start working on this direction and get this started. And then as I run this one, I'm going to start catching up with this side too, and then running these around. You don't want to start 4 corners and try to work toward the middle. You want to try to work toward one corner, and that will make your panel lay flat without any with any waves in it. Now you may get waves anyway because these things are cantankerous, and the panel that I'm putting it down on is bent and got dents in it, so it's actually straightening up the roof to lay it in here. It gives it just a little bit more structure. But when you put these panels on, when you replace these panels, don't do your 4 corners and then work toward the middle. You'll have a big bow in it, and you'll have to start over, and you'll ruin your panel. But if you'll start on a corner and work your way to one edge, and as you get to this edge, start the other. And so you can finish this way, and you're about halfway that way, and you start working this way. And then by the time you're to that way, you're 3/4 this way. And I like to just kind of all finish up into this corner right here. And what I've got now is just this last little bit to do. And if you want to save yourself a little time, you can drill about 2 holes ahead. And as you're placing your rivets in the holes, you can use your rivets as kind of a placemaker, and then come in here and screw again. But I wouldn't get more than 1 or 2 ahead, because as you rivet down, these things will get tighter. And if you've already drilled holes, your rivets are not going to line up. So you just need to go 1 at a time, 2 at a time, maybe at the most, and just work your way toward the corner. All right, so now from the inside, you can look up, see the bottom of the new panel that I've got. And what I did was I put the interior piece in and made me some holes that would make my opening big enough for that. And I just drilled up through here to mark them. And now I've just got to go up all over it. Okay, America, and that's what it looks like afterwards. So I've gone around, kind of finger greased all those corners. It's ugly, I agree, but it's on the roof. Everything on the roof needs to be smothered in silicone caulk. I probably will come back around. I'm a big fan of that Eternabond tape too. I probably will come back around an Eternabond around that whole seam right there. But it's got like a whole lot of silicone laid down underneath it, just greased all through there. There's an overlap probably that far in this panel. And so I was able to catch all of the cross members that I put in, so that gave more structure to even the cross members. Once they get tied to the top piece, it's even more structure up here. It all kind of bolts together like an airplane wing, where it is exactly like an airplane wing. When they start cutting into these things and loosening them up, the roof becomes sketchy to get up on it, and I've actually got it tightened back up pretty good. So I'm going to go inside, put the beauty ring back on the inside and the screen, and this job will be finished. And that's the inside. So the job finished. Looks like it's been there forever. Used to be the big, the original was a vent twice that size. So we just made that half the size. We put a piece of styrofoam insulation in here, and kind of styrofoam insulated that just a little bit. Of course, it's sitting right next to a hole, so it doesn't really matter how insulated this is if there's a great big hole right there. But you can also get some insulated covers to go on these. The ones that stick in the opening themselves that are covered in foam don't work in the Airstreams because the ceilings are too thin. So we've got this one, and then down there, the other vent opening has the light fan kit in it. And what's great about that is it's 2 directions, so you can turn that thing on as an in blow or an out blow, and you can open that one up, and you can actually get some cross airflow going in here. So that's going to be nice. Anyway, all that's finished. All right, well, today is August the 5th, and we have hooked up the 68 that we are finished with. For the most part, it needs to be shined up a little bit, but we're going to transport it down there and get that done when we get there. We need to make some room here in the back for some other reasons, and me and Harley are going to drive it down today. We're going to go the long way. Let's see if he's on the truck. Harley, you ready to go? He's all right. He's playing with tools. Harley was with us when we took down the first camper. Harley was with us when we took down the, let's see, were you there when we took the 5th wheel down? Yeah, you rode with me. Yeah, we followed Mr. Jason down, remember? Oh, yeah. And then were you there when we took down the Airstream? When I backed it in? I think that's the only one you haven't seen. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, Harley's an expert at this, and he's good companionship, so we're going to go down today. I'm going to just button everything up here, make sure everything is ready to go. But we made it down the hill, which was the part that I was the most concerned about, without even dragging. So it's pretty good. Tires are all up. The lug nuts are tight.
Surprisingly cool for this time of day.
It is surprisingly cool for August the 5th. So we're going to get on the road. All right. Well, we've stopped and checked our load. Everything looks good. And we are at Berry Farms right now. We've got to go through Columbia and through Williamsport and through Hohenwald and through, let's see, I think that's through Linden, and I think that's right, and then through Parsons, and then we'll be there. So we got about 2 hours, Harley. Long, slow crawl, but it'll be fun. All right. We're still driving, Harley.
Still driving.
It's 2:20. 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
We still got a little ways to go. Slow.
About to cross the Tennessee River, though.
About to cross the Tennessee River. That's going to be awesome. All right, here we go. Going up the Alvin C. York Bridge.
Finally.
Heading from Linden to Parsons.
It's 2:30.
2:30. 2:29.
2:30.
We are going up, and over the Tennessee River.
Forest?
Check it out.
River. That does not look like the Tennessee River that we usually pass. That
Well, it's because it's a different area of the Tennessee River than where we normally pass. That was fun. This is the newest camper that we did. This is a 1968 Ambassador that was donated to us by the lovely Miranda Lambert. This one needed a ton of work, and we are just about ready for prime time inside, and I thought I'd try to give you guys a tour of what it looks like on the inside. So we started off, now this one hasn't been fully decorated yet, so we'll probably do a little bit more on the decor side, but we started off gutting it. So it literally gutted to the studs. This is new, all new subfloor and all new PVC flooring that's in here. And then we put an all new inside. This is a plastic PVC actually panels that are put into the ceiling to cover up the old and the ugly. And but we've got quite a bit of cool space in here. Let me back up where you can just kind of see what the whole deal looks like as you look back through there. So we've got a great dinette there to the left. These are butcher block countertops that we did with just a light stain, and they all match. And these are recycled cabinets that we got from our neighbor next door having a big project. And then we added 3 of these great futon sofas, and these two here pull out. There's about a 1 foot pathway between them after they pull out, and you can still get to the bathroom. The bathroom door will still open, and so that would sleep easily 2 adults, but maybe 2 kids per side. And then the same futon out front that can be configured either against that back wall there or against the window as we've got it now, and that makes a great little living room space. Or you could get rid of all of that if you wanted to and put beanbag chairs in or whatever to make it kind of sleep a whole bunch of kids. So we wanted this one to be really flexible with what it would sleep. And then this one has a full bath. Let me come back here. It's cool little reading lights that we installed. This one's got a full bath. Let me get up here and turn it. Oh, sorry, it's a switch. Wow, look at me. And you know, you don't need a lot of mirror when you're out camping, so we've got just kind of that adjustable vanity mirror. Got a great little pedestal sink there and a full. This is a residential toilet that we put in this one. This is a park model, so it doesn't really matter how much it flushes. Still got to put a stain on the top of that. That's where we house our hot water heater, and that's pretty cool. And then we built this awesome tub out of a horse trough and some leftover panels from that still needs to be painted from a hot tub. But it makes the perfect little sit-in tub for you to get in there and have a little shower. This has got a great little shower head on it and all that. So that's pretty cool. We've got an 8-gallon hot water heater. And we've got lots of storage under these for like luggage and things like that. If you wanted to put your luggage in there, there's lots of storage underneath both the sides of the dinette. We've got a microwave oven. We've got a freezer and refrigerator. This is new. I found that one on clearance at Walmart for like $79, which was really cool. This is a piece of artwork we came across somewhere, and it was in our garage. And when we put it in here, I thought, what are we going to do for a backsplash? Because I don't want cabinets in there. And it was just the perfect piece. So we just stuck it on the wall. And I think it kind of adds a pretty neat little vibe to it. And the ceiling there in the bathroom is still this aqua color. I've kept that because that's what color the entire inside of the camper was. So if Miss Miranda ever decides she wants to come check it out, she can reminisce about the days of old with that. But we may paint that ceiling in the bathroom at some point too, just a little bit. But anyway, that's the tour of the 1968. It's a pretty cool little camper. It's the camper that we call Redemption because other people called it Redemption before us. Isn't that cool? Redemption. The action of saving or being saved, deliverance, or ransomed. I think that's what that says right there. But that's so cool. So this is our Redemption camper, and it will live here for a little bit. It will probably sit way up on the hill there before we get finished. I've got another campground site up there that we want to develop at some point. But it's pretty cool just sitting out here in the woods.